January 30th, 2014. Snow was general all over the South. It was falling on every part of the dark central plain, on the treeless hills, falling softly upon Atlanta, and farther westward, falling into the dark, mutinous Shannon waves. It was falling, too, upon every part of the lonely churchyard on the hill where Michael Fury lay buried. It lay thickly drifted on the crooked crosses and headstones, on the spears of the little gate, on the barren thorns. Perry's soul swooned slowly as he heard the snow falling faintly through the universe, and faintly falling like the descent of their last end upon all the living and the dead. With apologies to James Joyce. And this snow, my friend, does not disprove global warming. In fact, global temperature extremes are predicted by the theory of global warming. Here's Professor Perry Logan to explain.
It's true. The global warming theory has predicted greater extremes of weather, both hot and cold, ever since the 70s.
You're not really a professor, are you?
No.
But why are there such extremes of heat and cold because of global warming?
Well, you see, the heat from human activity is absorbed mostly by the oceans. This affects the ocean currents, which in turn create violent extremes of weather worldwide. This has been the theory of global warming since the 1970s, but the righties just won't listen.
Oh. And sure enough, even as the South deals with this freakish snow, Texas continues to endure its mega drought. Professor Logan, what is a mega drought?
Well, you see, it means we could get rid of the drought and still have to deal with the mega.
Ah, you are a card, Professor Logan. This, too, was predicted by global warming theory. Meanwhile, down in Australia, they are burning up. This also predicted by the theory of global warming, as was the melting of the ice caps, as was the increase in extreme weather. In related news, 2013 was one of the hottest years on record.
Told ya?
Meanwhile, global warming deniers, mostly the hard right in the USA, mostly white males for that matter, continue to posit that the atmospheric scientists of the world are deliberately reversing the results in thousands of articles, in dozens of languages, all over the world, to produce a conclusion that is 180 degrees from the truth, cross-checking all data and making sure no one spills the beans.
Oh, I'm sure!
This is what passes for logic among the global warming deniers. And now, a plea to Republicans from Perry Logan. Hey! Mostly Republicans, but people on the right, I have a plea.
Yay!
Could you please stop making up lies about Obama and calling them scandals? Come on. We know you're doing this. Republicans, okay. Republicans have been doing this ever since Bill Clinton, at least. Here's what they do. So help me, here's what you do, and we know it. You make up something about a Democratic president or candidate for president. You just pull it out of your butt, don't you? Yeah, and then you call it a scandal. That's what you did with Bill Clinton, come on, okay? And that's what you're doing with Obama.
I say this as a lefty critic of Obama. I am, among other things, a lefty critic. You know, a critic coming from the left who disapproves of Obama. You know. So people being down on Obama is not going to alienate me. But you see, I can see you are just making up stupid stories about Obama and then calling them scandals. Do you think we're idiots? Huh? Ooh! So, I'm sorry. I was trying to be nice, but you see, you do have a tendency to provoke, don't you? You gave us hate radio. Can you imagine how the right would react if we lefties had created hate radio, i.e. radio where people get on there and do nothing but condemn? In this case, it would be condemning the right, hour after hour, station after station, show after show, endlessly. Okay, see, you're lucky we didn't kill you, aren't you? If the lefties had given us hate radio, the right would have opened fire long ago, right? Yeah! So, you see, we live in the age of the internet, at least right now, until the corporations screw it up. We live in the age of the internet, you see, and all these dumb lies that you make up about Obama and then call scandals have been debunked many times on the web, okay? The NSA crap, all that crap about the NSA, it's just a dumb story you guys made up. We know it, okay? We know it! You've been doing it since Clinton. We're wise till you stop making up lies about Obama and calling them bloody scandals. I have so had it with you people! And the same goes for the Benghazi scandals. Guys, we know you're lying, if only because different Republicans tell different stories. If you ask 10 Republicans what the Benghazi scandal is, you'll get 10 different answers. Disgusted with the Republicans' dirty trick of making up lies about Obama, then calling them scandals, Perry floated high above the clouds. Aww. There is a left-wing critique of Obama, you know, and it includes some real scandals, not just stuff someone pulled out of their butt, as Sarah Palin pulled the Death Squad thing out of her pretty little butt.
Hey everybody, watch this! Death panels! There you go, death panels! Pulled it out of my butt!
It's true. The whole death panel thing was one of the first lies the Repubs pulled out of their butts and called a scandal. Don't you see the pattern? It's really, really obvious. There are real Obama scandals, but here's the irony. There are real Obama scandals, but it's all stuff that the right's okay with, get it? It's true. For example, Obama ordered the assassination of a U.S. citizen without due process. You all should know about this. Obama declared the right, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist, to assassinate anybody anywhere, which, if it weren't Obama, I'd call it fascist. If it weren't Obama, I'd call it fascist. And not only that, Obama went on to brag about it. Imagine what the left would be saying if a lefty had done something like that. Obama vastly expanded the global police state spying apparatus. Vastly expanded? Expanded beyond belief. This doesn't bother the righties because they're into that stuff, don't you get it? The spy stuff started under Bush Cheney. The descent into fascismo. The descent into fascismo, which we're still enjoying here, started under Bush Cheney. Obama was hired to change it, but refused to do so And that's why we're in the pickle we're in now. Obama criminalized people who reveal government crimes. Bad, Obama, bad. Sorry, I seem to have fascist tendencies, don't I? Ach yeah, Obama. You're into high-tech warfare like me, Obama. And your mindless, adoring fans think you're a great orator. Yes, they do, despite my prominent speech impediment. Yeah, I think it's safe to say, once you have a kill list, you have entered the ranks of the fascists. Stop laughing, Adolf. Adolf. And as a frustrated President Obama whistles into the wind, Obama has waged war without limit. Since this sort of thing is okay with Republicans, it's not on their list of bogus scandals. But don't you see, it's a real scandal. And of course, the lefties aren't going to report it because it's one of their guys. Hey, that's right, I'm supposed to be a Democrat. Quiet, Obama. You continued the Bush administration's wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and sent countless drone missiles to pulverize targets in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, and other countries. You, me? Yes, you initiated a war in Libya to overthrow and murder al-Qaddafi in 2011. For 2 years, your administration and its allies have financed and armed an Islamist-dominated opposition in Syria, igniting a civil war that has claimed tens of thousands of lives and turned millions of Syrians into refugees. This was wrong? This was wrong. Also on Obama's great list of sins, he oversaw the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in world history. This is such Republican stuff. Unbeknownst to almost everyone, the 2008 bailout of the banks and the quantitative easing programs begun under Bush have been vastly expanded under Obama. Go bankers! His administration has made available virtually unlimited resources for speculation by Wall Street brigands. Go, Wall Street brigands! Don't you get it, Obama? Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve has purchased more than $1.5 trillion in essentially worthless mortgage-backed securities. Enough to make you ask, why are our one-percenters so bloody incompetent? What kind of ruling elite needs to be bailed out by the peons every few years? Oh, Tim! Yeah, Jim. Looks like he dove into the sun. I guess this global warming is worse than we thought. Sure is hot, Tim. Yeah, Jim. You see that thing about letting the Wall Street brigands go? Well, you see, not a single top banker has been held accountable for the crimes they committed and the disasters they inflicted on the world's population. This thanks very much to an Obama who really didn't seem to want to do much of anything. Obama's a guy who said, now you've got to make me do it, right after he was elected. That's kind of gross, Tim. Yeah, how do you feel about a plumber who told you had to make him do it after you'd hired? Don't you see there's all these real Obama scandals, ones you can document, ones that haven't been debunked on the web a million times, but the right ignore them because this is right up their alley. Well, we've all been there, Tim. You see, Tim, Obama has carried out a virtual social counter-revolution, beginning with the decimation of health care for workers under Obamacare. Hello, it's January 30th, 2014. I think it might be fair to say that through no fault of his own, merely by his existence, Obama is like torturing the right, tormenting them, stripping their flesh every day over and over again like some kind of horrible Sisyphean torture. Silver lining. The same thing with Obamacare. It's torturing the right. Don't you see? They wake up every morning and think, no, Obamacare is still the law of the land, passed in Congress, supported by the Supreme Court. Oh, how this galls my kind. Oh, the pain of being a Republican. The pain, the pain.
All right, but enjoying other people's pain is not really the most satisfying thing in the world. I would rather we had bloody single payer like the rest of the world. Don't you see the rest of the world looks upon us, the United States, as being like a country that has black and white TV? We're like the one country in the world that has black and white TV. With our bloody free market healthcare system, Obamacare has not changed that. It's all part of the secret right-wing history of Barack Obama. But you see, it's not secret in any literal sense. It's stuff that's documentable. Not like those sleazy lies the right-wingers make up about Obama and then call scandals. Guys, we know you're doing this! Jesus! Well, the secret history is some of the stuff that we iterated early in the show. We were like flying around. Don't you remember? We were flying around in the clouds. We fell into the sun. No? Yeah. It's like the Perry Logan show. You fall into the sun. But this very, very grim, serious, and awful things is that you might just go out on a limb here and say the right-wing revolution, the Republican Revolution, goes on apace under Obama, the alleged Democrat.
Ah, Tim. Yeah, Jim. Perry just got excited and crushed his own head. I knew he'd do that someday. Sure glad I'm not in his head.
But you see, the right won't talk about any of these real Obama scandals because they're all kind of hunky-dunky with that kind of stuff. The left, meanwhile, are either trying to be good Democrats or they've all turned into a bunch of bloody fascists. These thoughts rage inside the brain of Perry Logan. Pity the poor guy. What an exciting show. Thank you for watching, by the way. But a peculiarity of the secret right-wing history of Barack Obama is that none of it is, well, secrets themselves are part of that story, you understand. Obama is, apparently, they tell me, the most secretive administration, I think in history or in recent memory. He is the most secretive, And that would be part of that secret right-wing history because, of course, I don't know, don't you suppose right-wingers and even people out on the old verge there, the old fascist verge, are into super-duper secrecy. It's like kind of the hallmark, surveillance, secrecy, and stuff that's been going on apace under Obama. But the long and short of it is the right are not about to criticize stuff that one of them would be doing, probably. The right would be doing this stuff. A Republican president would be doing this stuff because they love that stuff. So you're not going to hear of that as listed as one of their little scandals. It's also real, they prefer to make stuff up. The right pull stuff out of their butt, believe it, and then spread it around. That's what, when a Republican says scandal, what he means is, something I just made up about Obama, want to hear it? Hey everybody, I just pulled something out of my butt about Obama. Let's call it a scandal, okay? Was I being sarcastic? Hey righties, we know you're doing this. We bloody know you're making stuff up. You're basically lying. Look at me. I'm so hard on Obama. But I'm not making stuff up about him and calling it a bloody scandal and then whining about how corrupt he is. What BS!
ladies and gentlemen, Perry Logan and his fabulous dancing cat!
You will have noticed that the official story about Barack Obama is usually quite different from the one I'm giving you. It's a further thing about the secret history, right-wing history of Obama. All these terrible, because conservative and just extreme conservative things he's been doing. What nobody is talking about him, as I say, because the right kind of like these things, and the left are either they're trying to be good Democrats, right? You know, maybe they really doesn't matter to them that things that they objected to under Bush Cheney are now like, oh well, Obama knows what he's doing, I guess, you see. Well, meanwhile, the official narrative is, well, as far as I can see, just from where I stand, the official narrative is that Obama is exceedingly progressive. He's like the progressives' progressive. Say, if you think Barack Obama is the progressives' progressive, this is the official word. The media is liberal and Obama is progressive. These things are not true, okay? I'm just going to have to come right out and say, I think these are provably not true. And one good way to simply prove it for yourself is to watch a truly progressive news show such as Democracy Now! I'm in no way connected with Democracy Now!, but they are, in my opinion, a truly liberal media. They're the real deal. And they're like, not, as you might expect, not supported by corporations. Okay, well, you see, here's the thing. If you watch that show, you will see they routinely savage Obama for a lot of this secret right-wingery that I'm talking about. Yes, indeed, I'm not the only source of information, I realize. It can get a little hallucinogenic here on the Perry Logan Show, but Jesus! Well, if you watch a few episodes of this excellent and truly, I think, progressive show, Democracy Now!, you'll find out what like really liberal media is. It will reveal to you, first of all, the corporate media is not liberal. I know the right will say this almost what, compulsively, or like, is there like a nervous thing there with the liberal media? You see, well, see, liberals don't think it's liberal. No, we don't think it's liberal. You see, now you'd think, wouldn't you, that if the media were liberal, we all would know. Well, the right think it's liberal, you see, but watch a little Democracy Now! That is liberal media, and in fact, they are being very critical of Obama. And I would say precisely because, you know, he is doing a lot of right-wing things. That's why things are so bad. But you see, if Obama were the progressives, a really progressive news show wouldn't be savaging him for his terrible right-wing policies in episode after episode. Okay, so oddly enough, so it can't literally be said that it's a secret right-wing history. Democracy Now! Really has been on it, so as you can tell, I'm a fan. But the point being, though, that's a real left-wing media, so we've disproven. Democracy Now! Disproves the right's oft-repeated thesis that the media is liberal, because you see, Democracy Now! Is liberal. And it's not like the corporate media. It's just like you're going to find out what's going on. Okay, so he's gone into the book. After him! And now, the Perry Logan Trampoline Puppeteers present the puppet trampoline version of The Secret Right-Wing History of Barack Obama.